Hey, Francisco. Yeah, man. Always good to have you in the house. You got the whole week off then? Lucky. I actually have parent conferences tomorrow and Tuesday, which is fine. It's fine. It's okay. So I got parallel drums. I got one drum set, all of those instruments, 4 different things, going through this filter. I'm not 100% happy. It's like too much bass. I really want to like strip everything out. That's better. Faster modulation, so it's like four beats to the top and then back down again. That is an enjoyable sound. Me likey. It's all good. So it's a bit. Yeah, way slower than that. Will it even do 3/16 at this tempo? I don't know. Oh, thank you. Oh, wrong one. I'll just go for a quarter note, I guess. That's more like 1/8 notes. That's okay. Okay. So that's fine. That's fine and dandy. I dig the drums. That's peachy. Yeah. So once that stuff kind of starts, then we can, as we just unmute. See, then the delay kind of gives us a little bit more rhythm to it, which is kind of cool. It's pretty sweet. So I really like the way that the drum section in my system here has developed. Very happy I got the quad drum. Very happy I found a quad drum, because man, they are just impossible to get right now. I found a used one with the expander for like a hair below retail. But it's in like perfect shape, so cool. Hey Simon, what's happening? Let's see here. What do we want to do with this? I honestly don't 100% know. Thinking more just like ambient, spacey, techno-y stuff. Really kind of play more with like simpler things. With a shit pile of effects and, you know, gooey stuff all over the place. You know, one of those sorts of things. So, if you didn't hear, yeah, Eurorack is way more cool than setting up a VPN. But setting up a VPN is not uncool, let's say. You know, that's pretty rad. Okay, yeah, I ordered a Pam's new Workout Pro chunk. It's gonna go right there. That'll be my new clock thing. And then I ordered a 1U state variable filter, an IntelliGel little filter guy. That's gonna go chunk right over here. And that'll be a couple of chunks filled. I'm still waiting for a good filter to put right there. There's one I've got my eye on, but it's not out yet, and that doesn't help things, because, you know, y'all invisible, hard to buy you. Yeah, and then the plan is I'm going to eventually take the loop out of here and bring that home. And yeah. So at home, my old case, my old like the wood grain, plywood basically. It's plywood, but it's a good case. It's got very good power, that's for sure. But it maybe can tend to be a little on the noisy side. I don't know. It's fine, but it's about 2/3 full of all of my cast off stuff that I've either not used or I don't use. So, it's got a sample drum and it's got the Instruo Scion, little plant tree module that you hook up to your plants and stuff. So, it's got a bunch of random weird stuff. Symmetric, spherical multiband resonator. Haven't had that in my case in a long time. Okay. Spectral multiband resonator. It's the spherical wavetable navigator. It's just, come on, guys. Let's see here. What can we make? We can make something interesting. Let's bust out the SIG a little bit. Let's introduce the SIG to the cloud terrarium. Falling. Cables are falling. Blue cable. Just decided to make a dive for it. Okay. It's telling me that you should be using blue cables instead. I'm like, okay, that works. Problem is I don't have enough short ones, so kind of doesn't work. Let's, what can we do with the Morpheus filter, aside from just a regular old analog filter style thing? Feels like it should do something else. What we got here? Okay. Alright, let's put this on something other than basic morph. Morph plus wavefold. And we can put like a hard clip distortion on it instead. That'd be cool. Okay, so visual displays. Which one's the clip? Okay, there's the wave morph. I'm like adjusting the wrong thing here. That's super smart. I hear aliasing, which you're gonna get, honestly. It happens with wavetables on occasion. Alright, let's give it, I'm gonna throw clock into marbles here. I'm gonna give this, I think that's 16th notes. Alright, so then what we can do is throw a random voltage here from the X2. We'll stick that in Z. Cool. But. Okay, so here's where things get weird. I'm going to put track number 2 here. Okay. And actually, let's just do a thing. Let's copy track 1 into track 2. All right. But what I want to do is basically turn all of the rhythms down so that all we're getting are whole notes. Okay. Or maybe even half notes on occasion. I think that'd be kind of cool. All right. So this way, that is going to give me my envelope. Now, is this going to be an idiot again and like not? It is, isn't it? Yeah, these little 2 HP things, they are one of the things that is not compatible with the SIG. They just refuse to trigger, and I don't get it, other than triggers are not standardized in Eurorack, which is kind of dumb, but you know what? What are you going to do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to burn the earth. Start fresh with the honeybees this time. Maybe things will work better. All right. Hey, Cal. All right. So what I want is, essentially, what I want to try to do is sort of a pseudo-randomized sequence. And since I do not have a sequential switch, which I would love to have, I would also like to have a gate randomizer. And the one that I know a few people use is the laddic stepper, which basically says like, hey, here's the probability of a gate being propagated through the system. So I kind of want is like a much more drifty envelope. Yeah, like that. Maybe not quite so much of a ramp. Now, I'm kind of curious, if I just throw this Treg envelope directly into the frequency CV, does it work? Yes, it does. Excellent. So then turn up decay time on... Oops, wrong channel. Turn up the decay time on that guy. Alright, good. So the SIG is really cool, and the thing that I don't do enough of it with, you know, whatever, said better than that maybe, the thing that I should do more of is using it for just other things. You know, it's a randomizing sequencer, so what can you use a sequencer for? All kinds of stuff is the answer. Oh yeah, I also wanted to do a thing here. There we go. I wanted to fix my drum pattern. I'm not 100% happy with that yet. think it's a mono delay. No, it's a ping pong. Okay, and then a couple more semi-random modulations here into just free-running LFOs going into the CVs of the Cloud Terrarium. Of course, you know what we need. Just a nice like pulsing like bass thing, kind of burbling along. I'm almost like, I could use the subharmonicon for that. Not a horrible idea, to be completely honest. And just let it run. Here's your 16th notes. Shut up and take it and like it. Poor subharmonicon. So much abuse. And why I stick around here. Who this? Oh, this is super tangled clock cable that we're gonna untangle. There. Okay. Output. Output guy. Hello? Hello? Oh, let's turn the mixer channel on. Totally perfect. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Know what I mean?
Thank you, subharmonicon.
And we need to give it some modulation, of course, because duh. Ooh. Dude, you can't hurt it to open it up. I will say that. I'm right there with you, but long ago in a galaxy far away, I used to just walk around my neighborhood, and I swear I must have found at least a half a dozen receivers and sets of speakers and stereo equipment and stuff like that. People were just throwing it out. I always took that shit home, took it apart, generally blew it up, because reasons. Alright, so what do we want? I think I kind of want maybe like the same sort of thing. Well, that's officially really, really nice right there. Like, that's just a beautiful thing. Okay. You know what would be interesting? Yeah, just be really careful around capacitors, you know, because some of those things had big ass capacitors in the power supplies and stuff. Like, you know, people die on that shit. You know, I had this old capacitor, and it was a big ass ceramic capacitor. It was rated for like high voltage. It was like 100,000 microfarads or something like that, and you could charge it up with a 9-volt battery, right, for a couple of seconds. Put a screwdriver across the terminals, and it would go, and it would weld the screwdriver to the terminals. And I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. Like 9 volts, you know, all at once isn't going to hurt you much. Might leave you a little pokey burn. It's not going to feel not going to feel happy, that's for sure. But yeah, it's interesting, fascinating stuff. Yeah. So my dad was an electronics engineer. It's where I kind of got going on pretty much all of this. I mean, honestly, this is all his fault. Indirectly. I'm kind of tempted to. No, let's use another voice. I was considering some way. Yeah. Well, it's actually going to be a heck of a lot simpler. You're probably going to have like maybe one circuit board in there. Um, I guess by broke, you know. Oh, dude, Simon, that's awesome and horrible. If you catch it right, if your hands are moist enough, it's like that's just hilarious, like a little minor electrical burn grenade. Oh man. Okay, so what I could do, what would be kind of cool, right, is to set up a sequence here. So here's what we can do. First of all, I'm going to set this up on whole notes. And then I'm going to reset the pitch, and I'm going to put this in C major, just because, well, let's just do C chromatic, because actually that's probably more accurate. And I'm going to put everything here on C1, right? So C1, in theory, should be 0 volts. In theory. So, by that justification, if I take a cable to the VCO1 tuning. In fact, you know what? Here's the thing. Can I just duplicate this into the VCO2? I should be able to. Ooh, wait. I have a really, really long... Oh, is it that long? Oh, it might not be that long. Damn it. Damnation! This was in the reset control. No, let's just unplug it. Sometimes when you leave cables plugged in and not hooked up to anything, they do weird things. They can like generate noise in your system. They can spew out random voltages that some things might sense. You know, it's always a good thing to not have that. Okay, so then this is going to go to VCO2. I know it's hard to see what I'm doing here because I'm playing on my crotch subharmonicon here. So basically, here are the tuning inputs for the subharm, right? Here, I'll use the big camera. Tuning inputs right here, so those are being looped. These are all going to come from part 1 pitch. Now, if I put this up to an E, and then I put that up to an F... So we don't even need gates. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's going. So if I just be like, It should be working. Oh, we gotta octave this baby up. I've taken it into incredibly stupid sub-octave range. There it is. Now, when it hits step 4, do I have a step length thing going? Yes. That's why things are weird. I don't mind the 2-step length thing. Let's reset this thing completely. How about that? It's not, though. It's not synced. Okay, you know what we're going to have to do? We're just going to have to do a full clock set here, reset thing. There we go. Should be like, boom, 3, 4. No, see, you still didn't do it. You're still being a dick. 3 and 4 and... There we go. 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, next, 2, 3, 4, next, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I did put it on 2 steps. All right. So then, honestly, the easiest thing to do would be to just change the length to 4 steps and leave it on that, and then when I wanted it to start advancing and doing a thing, just turn it to 8. And then immediately you've got different tuning levels that you can adjust and access. Yeah. So, yeah, when in doubt, you can do some cool stuff just by tuning the oscillators on this thing without using the built-in sequencer. I used to work at an electronics factory. All right. So I remember we were making these little, they were DIN plugs. They were from Motorola, you know, which is a big cell phone / radio maker. It must have been some kind of like a proprietary port of some sort. It was like a 10-pin DIN plug, and you had to solder wires on there, like 10 wires, 10 little like 2-inch leads in a really specific color order, right? So my friend invented this dart where you drip the wire into the solder gun, and you basically make a barb on it. Like, so here's the tip of the wire, and it's got this big solder blob going bloop. And you'd stick that in a rubber band and go ping, and like shoot these things 60 feet all the way across the work floor, you know. And then we had this like vinyl curtain going between the shipping area and stuff to like keep the air, you know, separated or whatever. And they would stick in that thing. I was like, dude, you're gonna put somebody's eye out, and yet I'm fascinated. So of course we had to try it a few times. There's a bunch of like little old ladies working there too. Hit them in their hair, and they're like, "What the?" Classic. Let's make another lead sound, or something. A pad would be good. You know what was really nice before was using the Mellotron in Reason. That actually came out very, very well. The R-Bar and the Mellotron were like best buddies. And on that day, lasting bonds were formed. Hurry up, Reason. Well, it's all right. You could still go home. Anybody know that song by Simande? It's called Bra. Mellotron choir. No, I don't want a choir. I want Mellotron strings. Yeah, there's an NN19. A friend of mine texted me this morning, and he just goes, "You should buy one of these." And he sends me a picture of an ARP 2600M. So, yeah. I've considered that for a long time, since there are so many clones out now, and they're just, you can't take 2 steps around this town without tripping over a dang old 2600. No, but seriously, I've thought about that. It's a space thing. What am I gonna do with it, you know? Where are you gonna put it? What are you gonna do with it, bro? Nobody knows. Well, it's all right. You can still go home. We want to strain out some of the bass in this. It's not a horrible idea. Let's give it a listen first and see how it sounds. Maybe even put it to 12 dB. No, it's not, because the Stranger Things sequence is clearly a minor 6 chord, and I was playing a major 7th chord. You know what's funny about that, right? They're the same thing. Case in point, C major 7. C, E, G, B. Yes? Remember that. C, E, G, B. E, G, B is an E minor chord. An E minor 6 would be E, G, B, C. That's the same damn notes. Just depends on what you put on the bass. Thinking. Guess what my sequence tunes up to? It goes up to a minor 3 chord. See? So we're doing major 6 and major 7th chord from one sequence. So know your theory, people. Come on. My God, that's nice. Needs more spray. Let's do a little detune action. Oh no, it is. Alright. Now we need to move the playhead. What better way to move the playhead? And honestly, that's not going to have a massive effect. It will smooth out grain production. What if we just put a sloths in the mod input instead of an offset voltage? Then that happens and it disappears. Oh my God, I think I just came. there, it doesn't work as well. Okay, so we can figure this out. We can make this work. All right. Number one, I really like putting a sloths into the mod because that's awesome. And it's just like randomly like going reverb. Just every once in a while, just vomiting forth reverb. Okay. So here's a thing we could do. Could we do this? We could. Oh, velocity. Velocity is the key. This has, of course, a velocity output, right? So what we do is we just up the velocity on those last two, right? And then I'm going to throw that into the layer control. And I'm going to see what kind of layer it ends up giving me, right? And then wherever that layer is, I just record a G major 7th chord on it. What do we got here? Not on a layer. Not yet. All right, here we go. Which layer is it? And let's hope it's the same one. These are not the same. Okay, that's the aqua layer. I thought it was going to be like orange or pink, but okay, whatever. That works. Is that the same? That is the same. Okay, so then here's what we do, right? We just, we take this guy to the aqua layer, and we assemble. Shit, my record level's not there. All right, let's stop that sequence. How about that? Okay, that's enough of that. There. That should do it. So now, when that sequence advances, right? Because it's not going to advance every single time, because, you know, reasons. Because it's only going to advance when it's on this last, like, those last two whole note chunks right there, right? Because this is the velocity sequence. So as soon as it hits that, it'll boom, it'll put this into the same chord. Let's try it out, see how it sounds. Oh, and you did not restart, did you? Okay, stop clock, stop sequencer, hit go now. Next, 2, 3. Is it on 8 steps? Yes, it is. Okay, good. Action required. Reconnect your face. Book. Here it comes. You ready? Ready for this? See, it's just not, it's not quite synchronized, and that's okay. All right, in fact, we should just do this. We should just reset the whole bloody thing, right? Reset that guy. Reset everything! No, I want to build a thing real quick. I want to build a nice, like... So this should be every 8 whole notes. It should spit out a gate. But I don't want a gate, I want a trigger. So we're going to trigger a nice, long envelope. Actually, let's just use a good old quadrax envelope. Gotta put that on my mental to-do list. Contact IntelliGel. RE. Fix your dang quadrax, you doofus. Alright, and then this is basically just gonna go into a mono filter, you know? So, like, that guy. With a small amount of noise, because we're gonna put some white noise in here. I just want a nice white noise sweep that's triggered every 8 measures. Just a little... Know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I figured as much. Oh, that's the microphone. I'm like, where is that noise coming from? Oh, interesting. Would a high pass work better? Probably. Let's find out. Here it should go. It's a little bit too long. This may not be the way either. Actually, probably no resonance. I just want this to be ultra background, you know what I mean? Nope, not quite. I think it's this one. It's so loud. You can turn down the input volume to the filter. It's actually probably overdriving the filter, which is not a good thing in this case. I really want it to be fairly pure. wasn't good. Oh, the sequencer's lagging, that's why. 2, 3, and 4, and 1. I want it to be perfectly timed. Boom. Yup. Okay. That's better. It's still too loud. Keep turning it down, turning it down, turning it down. Let's turn it down some more. Actually, you know what would be cooler than this? Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Good to see you, too. I know you can't always make it. Oh, that's why. What the heck? Why are you not doing your thing? There you go. Okay, but okay, I'm gonna do a thing here. Let's get this stuff out of here for a second. I need to just give up trying to keep my clock synchronized with everything because there's no point. The thing that's like kind of the weird one to try to synchronize is really the vector, and that's only because I'm just not quite doing it the right way. The easy thing is you stop it, turn off your clock, start it, turn on your clock, perfectly synced every single time. And, you know, that's not hard to do. Yeah. So, right now the dot sequencer is kind of my main, like, gauge of where the start of the measure is. Because I've got an actual doon, 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 doon. I have an actual drum rhythm programmed in this. Because you can use the dot as a Euclidean, like Euclidean circles or something, but you can also use it as an XOX kind of style thing. It's super, super flexible, man. Such a great little sequencer. I have thought about getting another trigger sequencer of some sort. Like there's that Tubitech sequencer, that one. A couple people have talked to me about that. Jason was talking about that one. Jason Gilman. But I don't know if I 100% have the room for it in here. Unless I ditch the Mordax data, which I've considered putting it in the other case. Let's see. I think what I would like is using... Yeah, let's use a kind of just a more generative thing here. I'm going to turn off the notes, the rhythms here for the melodizer. And I'm going to put it on whole note, turn off looping basically. And then whole notes. So that it should just be spitting out right now, just a nice long F sharp. Just I think. Oh, you know what? I want to use chainsaw. I want to use a stereo detuned square wave. Because it's cool, man. It's cool, man. Jesus. Lordy, lordy. You know what would be neat? Is if somebody came up with just like a perfect, like, Eurorack stereo patch cable. Just a little tiny Y at the end, you know? It's like one basically thick cable, and then at the end it just splits off into two connectors. Dude, that'd be awesomeness. That'd be super cool. Almost as cool as the Aurora. But not quite. What do we got so far? What do we got? We got nothing. We got Bupkis. We got nothing. There we go. Alright. Now you're doing your thing. Spitting out that F sharp. Like a boss. Okay. In the meantime, we're going to have a nice long envelope. Yeah, I was looking at that Tangrams today, too. That's that IntelliGel dual envelope. And it's basically the same as the dual ADSR, but it has that extra pulses thing in it. I don't know if I really need that. In fact, to be completely honest, I like this dual ADSR. It actually works really nice. And it does have a built-in VCA for the envelope level. Just sort of cool. So, something I've not really used very much of. Let's put this actually on medium. Medium is still pretty slow. No, let's put it on slow. What do we got? Feedbacky. Just give me my F sharp. Thank you. Dude, I do miss Radio Shack. Hmm. don't know if that envelope is cool or not. It might be a little bit too, kind of too mushy. I don't know. I guess it's okay. Put the decay time down up a little bit, and then the release down a little bit. Just to kind of give it a little bit more of a round off at the end. That should be okay. Alright, so that'll be fun to play with. Just kind of like actually play that lead, which will be interesting. Wait, do that. Oh, yeah, never mind. Okay, what else would be cool? A lot of stuff would be cool. Idea. Okay, how are we gonna do this idea? How are we gonna do this? We are gonna... Shit. Alright. Rather than risk duplicating this pitch signal, because when you duplicate a signal, you get a slight voltage drop. Okay. For modulations... Oh, yeah. Yeah, man, it's way out of my price range, though. I mean, Soma, if you're listening, I would like, I would love your product. I would cut a hole in it and abuse it in a loving manner if you just, like, sent me one. I wouldn't really. Just kidding about that. You know, but it's a fun thought. Okay, two things. I'm trying to do 5 things at once, and none of them are working. So, let me think about this for a second. Here's the thing. It's that YouTube chat delay. I'm always like, that was funny, right? Wasn't that kind of funny? Maybe it wasn't funny. Maybe it was really stupid, and people are grossed out, and they're gonna think you're a weirdo. 10 seconds of dead silence. Did he just say he's gonna fuck a Somatera? No, won't. But I would love to have one. To me, it's like the electronic equivalent of like a hung drum. I think that would be like... I've wanted one of those for 15 years, you know, and they were always expensive. So here's the idea. The idea is... Oh, is it already recording? Yeah, it is. Okay. That's fine. So I'm going to let that record for a while. Going 30-second notes now. Hey, Star Treks. Dude, Soma has so many cool instruments, too. If you go on their website, like, they've got all kinds of... Between Soma and Folktech, have you ever seen their stuff? Folktek. Oh, and the other one I stumbled onto was when I was on Detroit Modular, and the Tesseract... The text mix I have, and I generally love it. But, dude, that guy's got some cool modules out, man. And I'm just kind of impressed. And, like, just throwing that out there. Okay. Looper filled. Let's plug this back in. So this is, again, this is just the looper right here, right? So I think the best thing to do is to probably throw that through a filter, because honestly, it needs to be constrained a little bit, you know? Oh no, we've dropped a cable. I'm on a stool, and it's like, if you can't lean over far, because I've got it pretty high off the ground, because I'm a tall guy. And like, you drop a cable, and it's just like, gone forever. Just leave it. Okay. So this goes yonder, and looper. Is that gonna reach? Boom, kaboom. No, it's not. Okay. Well, it's all right. You can still go home. Dual dagger. And then a shitload of delay. Okay, I don't want to link him. There. All right, and we can just give that like a cool, like random modulation of some sort here. Like a slow LFO kind of wave. Put that on the high pass filter. So that it just kind of does its thing, opens up every once in a while. Okay. Oh, do we want that to be like negative amplitude? Yeah, let's do negative amplitude. Okay, so that should theoretically pop off. Yeah, it kind of started there. These are minimum maximum times on this thing. So yeah, if you don't know, this is the stochastic function generator. It's basically like a 4-channel maths with probability for everything. And like more. It's a super maths. It's the same size, but way more cool functionality, especially if you're doing anything like generative and stuff. It's dope. It's like ultimate utility. Use it for envelopes, use it for LFOs, use it for, well, anything. You got 4 channels of it. And it's got gate outs for end of cycle, and you've got all kinds of different CV ins and... Okay, so like... I just want to make sure that that's there. See? So let's increase the amplitude by quite a bit then. That's probably what's going on. Yeah. Okay. So I just kind of want that to fade in every once in a while, you know? Nothing, it's just an effect. It's just a nifty sound effect. It's just the looper doing its loopy thing, you know? The other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to duplicate this sequence. So C, 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 E, E, F, F, except we're going to do it in D. So let's go part 3. Let's clear it. Goodbye. We're going to go D, F sharp, G. But let's put it in like D2 octave. And then rate, this is going to be the same thing. It's going to be a whole note, right? Okay, so what I want to do is to get a clocked sequence going for a filter, right? This is going to be just entirely a sort of a sample and hold sounding. Okay, we're not using this. We're not using the clock divider, so let's just give it the trigger in here. Series. All right. Now, what I need is a stereo filter and a stereo oscillator. And what could we use for that? We use a bunch of stuff for that. I do kind of want analog, though. Let's just go, yeah, I'm going to use the Weston. Oh, man, I wish I had a... Can you use the junction as an audio mixer? I'm gonna look that up real quick, like. Because if the answer is yes, then that solves a quick problem right there. But it won't really be stereo. No, it could. It could. In fact, it could be even cooler. I could actually use 4 outputs at once. Acid rain junction. Manuel. It's sold out too. Huh. Okay. So, all right. First input choose more noise, buffer copy the original signal, first 10 for all the other inputs. Duplication is cascading. Cables patched in, breaks the unpatched inputs. Carry the signal present at the uppermost patched input. Okay. So, in other words, what? Inputs cascade and outputs mix. Junctions output will clip at the Eurorack power rail. Okay. What kind of an input, though? What kind of an input will it take? Just voltages? Or can you do offset, mix multiple voltages? Okay. I don't know. It doesn't even say. Let's find out. Let's find out. Here's how we find out. We just take a couple of outputs. So here's a sawtooth. And here is a sub square. Right? And then I should be able to plug that there guy in there. In fact, let's just turn all of these things up right now. I should be able to plug this into there and be like, and have just a wah. There's the sub. Now you really want to mix it up, right? Put them out of tune with each other. So it works. Alright, so these are going to be from opposite sides of the Weston oscillator here, right? And then this is going to be, I think this is going to be kind of dope. I'm just going to say that offhand here. I guess let's use the Popple. Popple is a nice, smooth filter. It will work, I think, well for this this application. No. Okay, and then we're gonna go sub and sawtooth out on the other side, and that's gonna go. So this is 4 different waveforms. Essentially, it's a copy, but those oscillators are not in sync up there. Like they are detuned, right? They're not synchronized or anything like that. So if I go and let's dupe this because we kind of need to. That's one thing I wish this Weston 2v2 had was like a link for the volt per octaves. That would be kind of nice, but it doesn't. So, you know. All right. So here's our output thing. And then what we need is the CV out from the sequencer going into the motion meter here, because we're going to need some attenuation on this. It's going to go directly into the cutoff frequency. All right, and then this is going to go into output, and it's just long enough to reach. Huzzah! Now, in theory, we should have a cool thing. Are you playing? Oh, baby. No, I'll do Reason probably midweek sometime. Let's divide these again. There we go. Is this a 16th note? I guess we'll find out pretty quick here. No, it's not. Is 1? Yep. Okay, let's just tuck that away, and maybe it's about time to have a nice jam session. I think that's kind of called for. A little bit more free form maybe than normal. And we're going nothing. I was gonna say classic purple and green, and then of course it's more pink. There we go. See, I started doing this and I realized when you're on YouTube and you're like looking for the jam, just look for when the lights change. It works really, really good. And I'm like, okay, why didn't I do that, a year ago? Anyways. Microphone is now muted, so enjoy. hit something and it erased my entire part 1 sequence. Things we discovered new today. 4 outputs from the Weston going into the junction. Fuck yeah. Because that's just 2 stereo oscillators, but each one has a sub along with it, right? And I didn't even go into like potentially using pulse width. We're going to have to try that at some point. But this is just kind of beautiful, right? Like, I mean, that's just kind of gorgeous. Yep. Hey, so this week, I'm not on 100% vacation, but I'm on partial vacation, which means tomorrow night, no stream. I'm thinking, though, Tuesday and Wednesday, maybe. And because I've got the time, I would rather come in here and do some learning rather than do reason streams this week. So, yeah. I suppose count on one of those 2 days, if not both, because usually when I've got my time free and it's, it's like cold and kind of miserable here. What else are you going to do? So yeah, I will more than likely be doing more stuff, maybe similar to this, to be honest, because I really like this kind of slow ambient. I mean, 72 BPM, right? This is by no means fast. It just kind of floats along at a nice pace, and I really dig it. And, yeah, Percussa SSP. I don't know. I keep thinking about that, and I'm like, I think I did read something about it, or I saw a video. Dude, I mean, I watch so much of that stuff. So much of that stuff, You know what else I never see anybody use? Is the giant synthesis technology effects unit, the what is it, like E370 or something like that. It's that just massive, like, it's like, I think it's like 48 HP or something, and it's like got 4 different DSP engines. It's like this ginormous thing. And I'm always curious, because usually when they have ginormous things, that usually means that they're like awesome. But I don't know, because I've never seen anybody use one except for the people doing the tutorials. So yeah, there's a lot of random, weird, semi-rare stuff out there, and I feel like at some point the prices are going to start coming down, because you're going to run out of people. This is a very niche hobby, and like, you will run out of people that are going to start doing it. A lot of people picked it up during COVID. I bet you a lot of people are going to start selling things off. So that's my theory. It's my hope. Anyways, have a good night, y'all. And as always, thanks for being here and witnessing my musical thing, whatever. I hardly used the looper track today at all. Like, it's in there. It's there. Where is it? Yeah, it's in there. It exists. I barely used it, though, so... Oh well, that's okay. Anyways, nighty night, stay healthy and stuff.